Quick recap from today. Outreach 8/24/24. Uh, Wonderful day. Got to do some work, the work of the ministry. When I have to do, I guess the easiest form of ministry that I get to do occasionally is when I am brought in just to be a speaker, where I just fly in, I get picked up or Ubered to the hotel, I go to the church and speak, and then I preach, and then I go home. But since I do different forms of ministry, which is a witness wear ministry with a T-shirt ministry in Marketplace, and that involves evangelism as well as the music. I'm also legendary gospel DJ Gospel Guru. So I usually that usually involves music. The only time it don't involve music is generally when I'm in like a mall or someplace or some enclosed place where we can't really blast music. But today in Durham, North Carolina, out of all the places, I got like 5 stops on this trip. Out of all the places I stopped, this will be the only place where I had to play music, so I had to bring sound equipment. All the other places were either marketplace ministry or places I would just be speaking at. But anyway, it's awesome coming here. We came here 25 years ago, 1999. We was here, and we did ministry, evangelism in the streets. I shared the video on Facebook. So another great thing about coming here is I do have family here. One of my favorite aunties is here, so I get to see her, which makes the trip icing on the cake. My cousin was the point person for his church that suggested that I stop here, during my way to the Midwest. So he was the point person. So, like I said, whenever family's involved, it's an added bonus because I do so much traveling. It's unfortunate sometimes I don't get to see any family, even when they live in the state where I'm doing ministry. But see, my voice is still a little hoarse. I haven't even had to preach, but talking to a lot of people. And so often when I travel, I get to share the gospel with 100% complete strangers, people I've never seen before in my life and people I may not ever see again on this side of heaven. So the good thing about that is the stuff that I know God gives me in preparation for coming, and even in preparation the night before, I know it's exactly for the people who show up, because I don't know who they are until they show up. And so I get to share what I believe God told me to tell them and stand by it. And you can tell usually by people's response that it is from God and it's something that they need to hear. So that's the advantage and the good thing about traveling and branching out doing ministry. We'll be leaving out in the morning after I check out of this hotel, and I'll be headed to Bluefield, West Virginia for about a week, and then we're going to be at the Gospel Fest this coming, the 40th annual Gospel Fest. My buddy Lamont Glover will be doing witness wear ministry, have T-shirts there. Um, then we have to go back again to Princeton, West Virginia, for outreach. Well, no, Bluefield first again, then Princeton the week following, and then back to Florida. A couple dates I have to fill in Florida. So this is. Then I have another date coming back next month. A couple places in the Midwest before the snow comes and the cold weather comes. So this is the way it was. The only difference it was that I used to be in Ohio and was traveling south. Now I'm south traveling back to the Midwest. So everybody's like, "You doing a lot of traveling?" I'm like, "Well, we've always done a lot of traveling." If you look at our schedule, when in 2005, when God had me ordain another person to be senior pastor or pastor over the ministries that I was pastors of with a physical church that we had, and God knew that He would get the best out of me doing what I'm doing. I didn't really like sitting around, so this fits me just fine. Gets tiring, and the bed sometimes ain't that comfortable. That's not like it's a nice bed. The bed last night was horrible, but I was so tired I probably could have slept on bricks. But I'm a little better today. I'm gonna take a hot shower and just chill and get ready, hit the road tomorrow. It's only about a 3-hour trip from here to there, and then maybe a 4-hour trip from there to Ohio. But and it's all chopped up, so I'm not doing it all at one time. So just continue to pray for our ministry. Um, I honestly don't know what God has for people to do sometime unless He reveals it to me. But I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm doing it. People sometimes say, "Oh man, I don't know how you do that because it was meant for me to do." I'm 6'7", and I wanted to be a professional athlete, but God had other plans for me in my life. My son get to be a professional basketball player, but this is what he had planned for Sean's life, and it fits. And I work out so I can do what I got to do. My cousin get to see firsthand the physical work that goes into witness wear ministry. Everybody think, just it's nothing. Putting up tables, putting T-shirts out, putting the tents up, and then especially when we got sound equipment. Excuse me, it's work. I used to travel with a team of at least 3 or 4 guys, but they went on and they're doing whatever they're doing, and at some point, God will. There's guys interested in joining and doing things now, but I've learned to take my time of letting guys just attach themselves to the type of ministry because there's work involved, and you don't get paid. Usually the only thing I require from ministries when they bring me in is that they take care of the gas, the hotel, and food allowance. There's no salary or compensation attached to what I do. So God has never told me in the 25, 30 years of me traveling and doing ministry that people had to pay me to come and share the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with other guys doing that. He's just never told me to do that. Because trust me, if he told me to do that, I would have a contract and I would say, well, this is what you need to compensate me for coming. But he has never done it, and God has always provided everything I need to do what I got to do. I could be on this phone for another 10 hours and couldn't tell you all the great things that God has allowed me to experience in my 55 years of life. So I owe him everything. So if I have to go out and be his hands and his feet, and people's like, well, how do you live? How do you live? Going from paycheck to paycheck or salary or waiting for somebody to give you something. I'd rather deal with God than man any day of the week. And the Lord is my provider. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You know what I'm saying? Or for us, sometimes the Lord is my shepherd and he knows what I want. So God can take care of me better than I can take care of myself. So continue to pray for our ministry, Team Jesus USA Church, Team Jesus USA, Team Jesus International, and Hand to God is the umbrella, which all the ministries are under, which I am the founder and visionary of. If you ever need to get in contact with us, feel free to call us at 614-847-2057 or by way of the internet at www.teamjesususa.com. Now, we do accept donations, and generally our donations go to other ministries. We help other people because a ministry called me and said they need some tents like mine, and I had already gave away my other 2, and I got the white one that was out there that was broke, and it's another white one that's broke, and I got just the blue one that's working. So, yeah, we can always use donations. So if God moves on your heart to want to give a donation, or just simply buy some T-shirts, buy a lot of T-shirts, then we can buy our own tents. So whatever God puts on your heart to do, we're not going to turn it down because we do have needs. Got to keep the van moving. The van takes gas, and hotels cost money. So sometimes when churches fall short, or the host people fall short, God will send people in. I've had 2 people during this trip to give me money to do what we got to do. And, I don't use the money on my hair. So God bless you. And if ever you want us to come to wherever you at, we go generally right now from Florida all the way as high as Ohio as far as the Midwest, but I'll go anywhere. I don't care as long as I can get there, and we can afford to get there. All right. God bless you.